यू गाइस मस्ट बी थिंकिंग कि भाई सैटरडे पॉडकास्ट में मैं अकेला क्यों हूँ? क्योंकि यार लास्ट वीक वाज काइंड ऑफ हेक्टिक फॉर मी. आई फेल सिक एंड लेट मी टेक ऑफ माय स्पेक्स सुबह से पहने हुए. सो या आई फेल sick. I was sick. I was going through stomach infection, more like food poisoning, and that depleted me. उसके चक्कर में बुखार भी हो गया. And I feel when we are sick, so it just the sickness doesn't just impact your uh, body. It impacts you spiritually, it impacts you physically, it impacts you emotionally. So it impacts you know on all the levels. So I was going through sickness, and because of that sickness I did not feel inspired. I was super overwhelmed, did not feel like doing anything, and I was really praying and hoping to be fine ASAP. And I was humbled by the sickness. Like my body felt super brittle. ऐसा लगा कि जैसे कि कांच की बॉडी है. हल्का सा ज़ोर से हिलूँगा तो कहीं ना कहीं कुछ ना कुछ टूट जाएगा. That's how it felt. And anyway, but the beauty of everything is that I'm back to almost normal. Today was my first training day. I woke up at 5:30 a.m. I reached gym around 6:15 or 6:20. I finished my workout around 7:30, 7:40. Then I went to the park and I did a 2 kilometer very slow paced running. And I came back cycling. It had started drizzling. I enjoyed. And so yeah, super grateful, super happy, and super inspired to share my journey with each one of you. And I'm loving whatever I'm trying to create and whatever I'm trying to build. So some days it feels insanely hard, to just sit and share with something with somebody. And today is one of those days for me. I go through this a lot. If I am sitting with you and if you're sharing something with me, I might know that whatever you're going through, and maybe I do have something to say, and I have an answer as per my experience. But for some reason, I feel lazy to say anything to that person. I feel like I feel if I say something, I'll be intruding his journey. Maybe some everybody is supposed to learn everything at a certain time. इसका एक और गहरा रीज़न ये भी है कि if somebody is meant to learn something right now, as somebody is meeting me or sitting with me, then चीज़ें शायद कहने की ज़रूरत भी नहीं पड़ेगी. बिना कुछ कहे इंसान चीज़ें सीख जाता है, जान जाता है, जब उसका वक्त राइट आ चुका होता है चीज़ों को समझने का. और जो वक्त सही नहीं होता, राइट नहीं होता उस चीज़ को समझने का, पर्टिकुलर चीज़ को समझने का, तो भाई कान के बाजू में आकर भी अगर नगाड़े बजा लो तो भी हमको कुछ फ़र्क नहीं पड़ता, कुछ समझ में नहीं आता. इट्स ऑलमोस्ट लाइक कम्युनिकेटिंग टू पीपल इन सम एलियन लैंग्वेज, लाइक टॉकिंग इन चाइनीज़ with your friends or in some other language. So yeah, I also feel why do we have this need, or this why do we have this big understanding going on that everybody needs to share something with everybody? Have you ever wondered about that? Like, as human race, as this one big family of human beings, we are always talking, sharing, learning, saying. and expressing. That is very interesting, to witness. I also feel, the more we understand who we truly are, the depths of our heart, the more we go quiet and we start enjoying silence, and we realize the power of words, and we only use them when it's really very important to use them. We don't waste them, we just don't make noise with words. And I feel most people are usually making noise. They are recycling and repeating what they had said yesterday. That's why their words don't have that weight. That is why a lot of sages, or deep, profound people, some great personalities, when they say the simplest of things, it gets transformed into quotes, and people, it can change people's lives, because it's not just a random word coming from a surface. It's not a shore or a noise. It's a deep, 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 profound word coming from the depths of life. It's almost like God speaking, using that person's voice and via that person's mouth. And that is another meaning of being hand of God. So I think words spoken or anything done from that dimension, the deepest life's dimension, it becomes magical. It transforms everything and into gold, into the most prized jewel, or whatever most prized thing on the face of the earth existence. Anyway, so what was I saying? I was just saying that people make noises, and I can also be those. Anybody can be that person, and nobody has ownership upon the deep, profound conversation of life. I can be one moment. I can be operating from a very superficial space. I can be making noises and just randomly speaking and saying anything. And if I sit to pray and then I get up again, and if you talk to me again, and I'll be a different person, man, completely different person. That's a crazy thing about faith and prayers and meditation and inner journey. So I always tell people, if I do something meaningful, and if you can witness, for example, some art form, my performance maybe, or something I wrote, something I shot, something I directed or created, a script, and I tell people who creates that thing, and then later on when I talk about it, what I'm talking right now. So the person who creates it and the person who talks about it, the person who creates it and the person who talks about his creation, they are two different people, and that's why I'm always like an audience, giving a third man's perspective to what I have created. It's so strange. I hope I'm making sense. So I always say, don't ask me, man, about it, because no matter what I say, I won't be able to do justice. I won't be able to be completely truthful, because I was something that is born out of complete truth cannot be expressed by words. Words cannot do justice. Words cannot define that dimension, that magical space that belongs to nobody, and at the same time it belongs to everybody. The crazy thing is, the moment you go and you try to claim it, you want to have ownership upon it, it slips through your fingers, just like trying to grab sand. And the moment you live in surrender, in complete abandonment, you let everything go, it is always there with you. It never left you, because it is the very essence of you. It is you. How can you hold on to yourself? It's so strange, because you are you. You don't have to hold on to yourself. If there's a need to hold on to something, then that is a sign that it's a lie. It's a false identity. You need to grab upon. You need to hold upon, because there's a fear of losing it. If you loosen your grip, something that is you shouldn't be holding that thing in any way. It is just you, man, effortlessly. Your breath is yours, right? It's coming from you, so you're not holding upon it. It's given to you by the Creator. And similarly, the essence of that divine Creator life is within you. How can you hold on to it? Anyway, I love when I talk about certain almost everything. It's a pretty selfish thing, you know. I'm not just talking to you guys. I'm actually talking to myself. I'm finding my own answers, and they come to me. It's so strange and that's so crazy. So that's why I'm always thanking people and everybody around because they are the catalyst. They become the means and a reason for me to seek my own answers. I'm nobody to give or to teach anything to anybody. In fact, I'm learning everything from each one of you. Why your comments, your feedback, your support, your journey, and everything, man. And I'm super grateful. And even the fact you guys hear me out, man, that's insane. So yeah, that's how it is, and life is insanely beautiful. And I feel this is the meaning of life's purpose as well. This is the life's purpose. I feel every human being's purpose is the same, but when we say everyone's purpose is unique, what I feel, what this truly means is the the essence of the purpose is the same for every human being, but to get to that realization, that journey, that is unique. So that unique journey to realize our one shared purpose makes our purpose, unique. I hope I'm making sense. It's almost like this. There's a big ground, okay? There's a big ground where everybody is supposed to gather. So everybody is reaching there. Somebody is coming from Andheri, somebody is coming from Santa Cruz, somebody is coming from Goa, somebody is coming from the US. But they are supposed to reach to that ground. Somebody has taken a small lane, somebody came in a rickshaw, somebody came in a big car, and then they all walked into that big ground. So basically, everybody came in different ways, but the thing is, they all reached the same ground. So that same ground is the purpose shared by everybody. How they reached it, their unique journey to reach that ground, that makes their purpose unique. I hope I'm making sense, man. That's deep. So to get to that shared purpose is what makes my purpose unique when we say it. That's how it is. You can never say ki, "Arey, my purpose is unique." Like it's different. It can never be different. There's only one purpose. That is to be with life in sync. That is to live with life. That is to show the magnanimity, the power of life, the true potential of this human life, and that can only be unlocked when this microcosm, the microcosm, fuses with the macrocosm. The small kind of a speck goes back to the larger creator, the source. That's when this magic happens. So that is the ultimate purpose of everybody and everything. We love certain artists, certain people, certain musicians because they operate from that dimension, and we feel like they have healed our hearts because they are again they are using their unique talent, their unique life path and journey, what they must have chosen to come to that conclusion. And then they're using that journey and their skill to kind of spread the message. And it's not what they are doing that's healing our heart, it's that the source from which that thing is coming out. That is what healing everyone's heart, that harmony, that divine, godly space. It's so amazing, so beautiful. Like, I love personally, I appreciate a lot of great athletes, but my personal somebody I really admire and I've always loved and liked and grew up watching, unfortunate, is Lionel Messi. He's somebody who operates in that dimension. In football, we say he play in a flow state. So you can only get into a flow state when you abandon your ideas of you, your limitations, your biases, your inhibitions, and your so-called rigidity. And when you become water, the way Bruce Lee said, "Be water, my friend." When you surrender to the flow of life, that's when you realize the flow in the game. And this flow can happen to anybody. A great rapper like Eminem. It can happen to a great musician, a singer, Hans Zimmer, a music director, composer. It can happen to anybody. An investor. So it's like I'll be paraphrasing. It's a beautiful quote or a part of a passage or a poem, something. It's more like मैं हिंदी में बोलूँगा कि एक धुन इतनी गहरी है जीवन की जो कि हर इंसान को सुनाई नहीं देती, और जिनको सुनाई देती है ना वो नाच रहे होते हैं, और जिनको सुनाई नहीं दे रही होती ना वो उनको पागल बोल रहे होते हैं कि ये पागल नाच रहे हैं बिना बात के। उनको पता नहीं है वो जिनको पागल बोल रहे हैं उन्होंने वो चीज़ देख ली जिसके लिए सबका जन्म हुआ, और बिकॉज वो लोग समझ नहीं पा रहे हैं तो वो उनको पागल बोल रहे हैं। एंड that is why all these great artists, great athletes, great people, there's a sense of they become eccentric. They're hard to understand. You can't label them. You can't put them into a vessel. You can't describe them. You just kind of are mesmerized by them. So calling somebody mad is probably the compliment in that, because you mean I see if somebody appreciates you from the eyes of the society, I see that alarming. But when society start calling you a mad person, but you are ecstatic, that means you are on the right path. And if you are highly accepted by the society and whatever, like the society I'm talking about, not by the people, like the structure of the society, the mental construct. When you're like a perfect society person, that means that's alarming situation. And when you challenge the society, and when your way of living is hard to understand or to be labeled by the society, that means you are on the path of life. That's how it is. And I feel it is our primary, I'm not sure, that's the only obligation, duty and responsibility we have as human beings to find that truth, to find our home, and that is our real purpose. And if I share my journey quickly and very loosely, when I was growing up, 10th onwards, I used to feel कि करियर में अच्छा करना, लाइफ में अच्छा पैसा कमाना, बड़ी गाड़ी होना, जिससे प्यार करते हैं उससे शादी करना, अच्छी फैमिली होना, परफेक्ट लाइफ सोसाइटी में होना, दैट इज़ द पर्पस ऑफ लाइफ। क्योंकि वही देखा था, वही सुना था, वही जाना था। मैं ये नहीं कह रहा हूँ कि ये सब होना गलत है, इट्स अ ब्यूटीफुल थिंग, एवरीबडी शुड स्ट्राइव फॉर दैट। एंड इनफैक्ट फेथ का मीनिंग भी वही है, टू स्ट्राइक दैट परफेक्ट बैलेंस। But my point is that most people they get swayed, they get carried away, and they just get lost in chasing only just the material thing, and that, missing the point that the real purpose was to know who you are. And then the paradox is that when you realize who you truly are, only then you can enjoy material possession as well. Otherwise you'll always be a slave of your whatever you have. You'll be a slave of your brand new car, you'll be a slave of your spouse, your partner, you'll be a slave of your position in the society and your job title. So if you're a slave, then how are you even enjoying? You are just suffering, man. To enjoy it, you need to understand that none of those things define you. None of those things add anything to you. None of those things, if they are taken away, subtract anything from you. So when you realize, when you are happy on your own, then you can truly enjoy those things, and then you can truly use them, make the most of it. Then you can truly benefit from them. So that's how it is. That's a paradox of life. So basically, I was coming back to my story as a child, as a kid growing up. I used to think कि ये सब तो करना ही करना है, अगर ये नहीं करा तो फिर कोई जीने का पॉइंट ही नहीं है. That's how I used to feel. I used to feel I have to do this and that, and not being able to do it is there's no option. There's like chance ही नहीं है. I would not even think about it. I grew up and then I kept growing up, and started working. I did everything what I wanted to do. The thing is, something felt missing. My understanding was very limited. I had started reading books at an early age, self-help books and everything. Even while reading self-help books, sometimes some chapters used to come which were more around this topic, faith, life. This camera is heating up. Shut pretty soon. Faith and life, the true meaning of life. I could never relate to that. And then there was a point where I had everything that I had dreamt and I wanted as a kid. I had achieved in my youth. Car, desired relationship, looks and personality the way I grew up to be. I always wanted to please my father, that I'm a very handsome and good looking and very fit and very almost a perfect guy. And my dad was very impressed by me after I grew up. So everything was on point for me, but I felt very hollow, very purposeless, something felt missing, I'm not getting this. I used to feel something is missing in my life, man, and it's not adding up. I should be happy by now. I'm getting all the stuff that I wanted, all that I wished for, but I'm being more and more stressed. I'm scared about everything, of losing them. I'm scared to lose my girlfriend at that time. I'm scared to lose my career. I'm scared to with the feeling of what if I don't get work tomorrow. I'm scared for the money. If I don't get money, how will I pay my house bills and everything? I'm this is not adding up, man. And I need to understand. Maybe I missed a big part. Maybe this is a time I need to switch gears and reach the next level of understanding. Then I spent a year and a half or two in a lot of deep suffering, and I saw everything going away from me, and everything just changed. And I, as a person, was not ready for that. I realized that a very big lesson in life, that in life, yes, it's important to achieve and to get and to attain and obtain. It's a good thing to do. But above and everything, the most important thing in life is let go. तो रिश्तों का मकसद ये नहीं कि हम मिल गए आखिरी सांस तक साथ में रहते हैं, तो दैट्स अ ग्रेट ब्लेसिंग. बट रिश्तों का नेचर ही वही है, आज हैं कल नहीं है. एंड हमको रिश्तों से अपने आप, रिश्तों का मेन पर्पस ये है हम उनके थ्रू खुद को समझ सकें कि हम इस जीवन में क्यों आए हैं. और दुनिया में एक ही रिश्ता सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट है, एक ही है सिर्फ, उसी के लिए हम पैदा हुए हैं. हमारा रिश्ता खुद के साथ, हमारा रिश्ता खुद के साथ. इसका मीनिंग ये नहीं कह रहा हूँ कि हमारी आइडेंटिटी के साथ है. हमारा रिश्ता खुद मतलब द ट्रू यू, विच मीन्स द गॉड. एक ही रिश्ता सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट है इस जीवन में. ओनली वन रिलेशनशिप इज द मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट रिलेशनशिप, दैट इज योर रिलेशनशिप विद द गॉड, विच इज योर ट्रू सेल्फ, योर सोर्स. सो एंड जो बाहरी जो हमको रिश्ते मिलते हैं, वो सब के सब मिलके हमको उसी मेन रिश्ते की तरफ पहुँचाने के लिए आए हैं. उनका दूर जाना भी उसी की में ऐड कर रहा है. उससे दुख होता है, उससे हम अपने मन में झांकते हैं. उनके पास आने से जो खुशी मिलती है एक पल के लिए, और कभी बार वो खुशी इतनी ओवरवेलमिंग होती है, हमारा मन करता है कि भाई ये तो ज़िंदगी इतनी नीरस लग रही है इसके बिना, ऐसा क्या हो गया है, क्या है ये खुशी. अगेन हमको उस खुशी में एक दुख भी दिखता है कि किसी इंसान ने आके एक अजीब सी खुशी दे दी. अब हर जगह दुख ही दुख महसूस हो रहा है, क्योंकि वो चीज़ पता है अनरीजनेबल है साथ में रखना. तो हमारे अंदर एक डीपर सीकिंग जागती है कि ये क्या है, सब चीज़ें क्यों हो रही है. देन वी go to the source of that issue and we realize that वो जो बहाना था और वो जो चीज़ का जो एक ग्लिम्स मिला था, वो एक पर्पस था उस सो कॉल्ड रिश्ते का, तुम्हें तुम्हारे पास लेके आने का. आई होप आई एम मेकिंग सेंस एंड आई एम ट्राइंग माय बेस्ट. सो आई फील देयर आर two shifts and two births, you can say, in an individual's life from my experience. One is ambition, and then there is purpose. And it's almost like you live two lives. First life is the man of the ambition, different beast, different animal altogether. Then there is a man and person of purpose, faith. That's a different breed, different totally, completely. And my name might be the same, Yuvraj Thakur, but I'm not the same guy. I'm not at all, I don't relate to who I used to be before. Like that guy is literally he like I can sense few fragments of him sometimes, floating in me in the form of thought forms and some structures. But I am not that guy. That I just see him from the distance. It's a very heartbreaking kind of a journey, to when you say let go, you don't let go something external, you don't let go people. There's only one let go. You let go yourself. You let go that idea of you, that kid that had ambitions, and then you welcome the truth, who you always was, your, your eternal self, the limitless. Anyway, guys, it's so beautiful to talk to each one of you, and thank you so much and being so kind and loving towards me. And I'm super grateful I was able to record my podcast yet again. But my end goal is to just keep showing up, keep recording, keep creating. Thank you so much for everything, guys. Lots of love to you, lots of blessing. Take care, keep smiling, keep shining, and see you soon. Bye.